Hello, my name is Thor Ingvarsson and I'm a business development manager and a coach, and I've been asked to, in this clip, to go over the basic elements of putting together a business plan. Now, when you're setting up a health service or a clinic, obviously doing a business plan is essential for you to be able to establish the viability and pitfalls. And a plan as such is just a statement of intent, what you're going to be doing and justifying what you are going to be doing. So if we look at why, when, who and how you want to do this, first, why? Why should you be doing a business plan? Firstly, it focuses your efforts. It makes you think objectively and critically about what you're about to do. It helps you identify pitfalls that you might encounter. It helps you manage your risk, establishes viability, and it serves as a whole as a proposal, a planning document and measurement of your success. Now, for whom should you be doing it? Well, first of all, for the funders, people that are going to back your idea, your activity. Your team, people that you're going to be working with, may need convincing, and any other stakeholders, internal or external, that you're going to be working with. They're all people that you need to be having in mind when you write your business plan. Now, when should you be doing it? Well, obviously, when you are setting up a new service or a clinic, that is a fundamental. There's a fundamental document for when you do that. When you bring in new equipment, new service, new product that you want to stock, any new initiatives within that operation, you should be doing a business plan. And when you do that, you follow certain guidelines, and there are certain headings that you should have in mind, which we will go through now. There are several templates out there for a business plan, and if you do a search online, you will get several results. What you need to do is choose one or two that serve your purpose best, and you can merge them. The template that I'm going to go over today has main headings, 8 main headings, and an executive summary, and we will go through them one by one. If we start by the executive summary, that is probably the most important part of your business plan, because A, it sets the scene, it grabs the attention of the reader, and it's possibly only thing that is going to be read, fairly or unfairly as that may sound. The people that you're wanting to get to support you, they have busy schedules. They may just browse through the document, read the executive summary, and then maybe dip in and out of individual chapters. So you need to really do that really well, and that should really be the last thing that you write. Now, what the executive summary is not, it's not a detailed description of your business, it's not an extended table of contents, and it shouldn't be filled with hype. It should excite people, but it needs to be credible. Now, if you go through the individual headings following the executive summary, the first heading should be about the business. This should be a very brief 1-2 paragraphs of what the business is about. It should include your vision, mission, and value statements. It should identify your objectives, short, long, and medium term, who the team is, who's going to be involved in it, and the structure of the operation. The heading 2 is basically about the service that you're going to be providing. Describe that very briefly. How readiness of the service for market, how well are you, when do you expect to be in the marketplace, is there a need for what you want to offer in the area that you have identified, is there any need for any specialist input on top of what you can offer. And then you need to do what we refer to as a SWOT analysis, which is basically you need to identify the strengths of what you offer, but you also need to be very critical. Are there any weaknesses, are there any weak points that you need to address and your competitors may hammer on. Then also look at opportunities in the marketplace. Why are you going to do this? What need are you trying to match up? And then any threats. What are there time-bound threats that you need to be aware of, and so on and so forth. And then you need to also know whether there is any other service out there that is possibly addressing the same need that you're addressing, because that offers also a threat. Now, heading 3 is all about the market and the competitors. So basically you need to identify who your market segment is, who are your customers, what is the size of the market, is the market growing, is there a growth potential, or is it in decline? Do a market analysis on your clients. What are the demographics? What is the age range? Geographical location, are you correctly located for that particular service? What is your market projection? Where's the market heading? And who are your competitors in that particular marketplace? And what do they offer that you are going to be offer, and what do they offer that you don't offer? Now, heading 4 is the business strategies. That identifies even further your market approach. What activities are you going to be engaging in? What kind of promotion are you going to have in place to highlight what you're offering to your potential clients? What kind of pricing strategy are you going to have in place, if that is applicable? Where is your location? Is it close to your market area? Is it possible to have branches in other areas? And if so, how are you going to be distributing things between those individual areas? What is your expected market share? You need to be quite critical there, not be too ambitious. It needs to be realistic, and basically show that you know the marketplace you're going into. Heading 5 is about procurement, the resources that you need. What you need to be looking at there is you need workforce, you need facilities, you need equipment. What kind of funding is in place, and how are you going to secure that? You may want to, for instance, for stock, for wound dressings and so on and so forth, you may need to have supply agreements in place. You might need some service agreements for your computing equipment, for your other equipment that you have, and what are the future plans. Also, simple things like work contracts. You're going to be having staff. Are you going to have them on a fixed contract? Are you going to have them on a permanent contract, and so on and so forth? All these need to be identified under the procurement heading. Now, heading 6 is your finance requirements, and they are basically summing up previous chapters. What funds do you need, and when do you need it? It may be a stocked, maybe time bound. You may need some money up front, you may need some money on the way until you get yourself up and running. And how are you going to use those funds? It is good to try and do this quite accurately, because this is usually where people want to scrutinize even further. Now, heading 7 is about business controls. There are usually, you have financial control systems based on your bookkeeping software and so on. You get invoices in, they're coded, put onto the system, and various reports can be put out. These are the financial controls. There are other quality assurance controls that you may want to keep in place or put in place, and also anything relating to clinical standards that you may need to follow. So these controls need to be identified, what you need, how you're going to implement them, and how you're going to follow them, and any other controls that you can think of that are relevant to your business. Now, heading 8 is basically the appendices, any supporting documents that you think may be of use to your client, use to your readers. These can be further details about the team that you're going to have, any data that you've gathered about your market, and how you're going to use it. Don't expect people to read this. So if there's any information in there that you feel is important, put it into and under any of the other major headings within the document, because appendices are only for support. Now, this is a very short description of the main headings of a business plan template. There might be other templates out there that you feel are better equipped. What you need to do is go online, do a research, find solutions, have a look at them, and try and merge and put together one that really fits your purpose. Thank you.